starting the show with something that is really important for this part of the world and in our city in particular.
Absolutely. You know, Tucson's been in and out of a drought for pretty much as long as we can remember. We get rain, but we don't always know when we're going to get more. So that's why regenerative agriculture is so important. And Thrive and Grow Farms is located just outside Tucson, and they're helping teach other farms how to create these great regenerative spaces, and they're supplying restaurants and people with some awesome, nutritious food. So I got to head out there yesterday and take a look at this.
Hey,
so
Ashley.
good to see you.
Welcome to the farm.
Well, thank you so much for having me. This looks awesome, but I don't really know what I'm looking at.
Oh, well, we're starting out here on our demonstration farm in our enclosed environment agricultural facility where we're growing microgreens. Have you ever heard of microgreens? You know what these are?
So I have. I know they're really good for you, but can you tell me, because I see there's a couple different types.
Yeah, we grow a lot of different varieties. And what's unique about microgreens is that you're basically eating the whole plant. So for example, this is broccoli, and you don't usually eat an entire broccoli plant, right? You just eat the floret that forms. But this is a whole tray of little broccoli plants.
Wow.
And when they're very small like this, you cut them down and eat that whole thing. And so that small entire plant is very nutritionally dense. And we grow a lot of different varieties of microgreens here for the community.
And you have a really unique way of growing them that's also good for the environment, right?
Yeah, everything on this farm. So, you know, we're here on what is basically a demonstration farm, which means that we're not only growing food for our local community, but we also are creating an educational demonstration. So this is a place of learning to show people how they can do it and even start their own farms themselves. The concept here is basically regenerative agriculture, which is a form of sustainable farming.
Okay, so you mentioned regenerative agriculture, but can you tell me a little bit more about what that big word means?
Yeah, regenerative agriculture is basically a type of farming that focuses on soil health and the conservation of resources. So it's all about growing food sustainably. And this operation on the conserving resources end, I mean, we're growing a lot of food in a small space using very little water. We're actually working towards recycling that water as well as the soil that we use so we can use it again. And in-ground regenerative agriculture is all about building up that soil, turning the soil basically into a sponge that holds water well and also sequesters carbon from the atmosphere. And these are really important keys to the future of having a sustainable civilization where we can grow food, take care of our soils, take care of our planet.
Wow, and can I ask a silly question? You know, if you're eating the whole plant, what are some of the benefits?
So, you know, again, it's kind of a neat thing that you have this full plant that you wouldn't typically eat. These are about ready to harvest. This is going to pivot produce tomorrow. And these are pea shoots. So you don't usually eat the full pea plant, right? You'd eat the little peas or the sugar snap peas, but this is actually a tray of the entire plant, really high in a lot of different vitamins and also protein. So we're really getting this food out into the community, and this has been a really important start of our farm here, being able to actually be producing food while we develop the rest of the property and work it towards a model that can really help other farmers get established.
Now, speaking about the rest of the property, there's another area we're going to go check out, right?
There is. Let's go up there. I'd like to show you this area that we've cleared that we're getting ready to expand into this spring.
All right, let's go.
All right. So Ashley, now we are in this other part of the property. It's a neat thing about touring this place is there's a lot to see. And so we were in the microgreen operation. We take people around and we show them all the passive rainwater retention basins. And this is the regenerative in-ground agricultural area. So you can see we've already cleared this big half-acre space, and we're gonna be growing a lot of food in this spot.
So Michael, when we think of the southern Arizona desert, we don't usually think it's the easiest land to grow something on, but you're telling me that you're going to be growing right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we actually have a lot of advantages to growing food in the desert with the way that our climate is, but a major challenge is water scarcity. And that as the Colorado River reservoirs reduce in volume, and we're really seeing a lot of challenges for farmers across the state. So what we're demonstrating here is ways that we can use very little water by taking good care of the soil, but also we have projects across this property with infiltration basins. We've already dug about 70,000 gallons worth of rainwater retention basins on the property, and those fill up every time it rains. We'll be putting even more of those into place, and we expect that we'll actually put more water into the ground than we ever take out of the ground to grow food here.
Well, that sounds like an amazing model, and you're also able to apply this to other farms to help local farmers too, right?
Yeah, a big part of our business model is all about supporting local agriculture, which means supporting other aspiring farming entrepreneurs. During the pandemic, we actually created a turnkey farm model, which is essentially a business plan and a step-by-step guide for farmers to take a space like this on as little as a quarter of an acre and run a successful business growing food regeneratively for the local community. Through a collaboration with Tommy Birch of Moonlighter Farm, he applied that model to his own quarter-acre farm and basically demonstrated that it was a fantastic success. And so this is a big part of what we're doing to support local agriculture, and we're also helping people to get that food into local markets. And so there's a lot of parts of this business operation that can support those local food movements in various really important ways.
So really taking what you've learned and teaching it to others, passing it on. Well, thank you so much for having me out here today. This has been such a treat to see. And if you want to come out and visit the farm, then they have tours available this Saturday and next weekend. You can sign up online.